And what we will be doing is we will learn some of the basic tools of modeling inside the Blender. So let's start. Let's delete this cube. Let's add one more cube. If you go to mesh now, you will have some preview. For example, there is one plane, one cube, one circle, UV sphere, hypersphere, cylinder, cone, torus. We can use anyone, but let us stick to the cube only. So, so if we use this button, it will help you to pan around the screen. We can zoom in and zoom out using this. And there is one shortcut which is the middle mouse button to move around the viewport. And we can do scroll. We can use the scroll wheel to zoom in and zoom out. So now there are lots of modes in Blender for 3D modeling, but today we will be dealing with polygon modeling. So what we will be doing is there are lots of modes here. First one is object mode. The, the default mode is your object mode, where you can select your objects and manipulate it. Second is your edit mode. In the edit mode, we are actually able to manipulate the vertices, manipulate the edges. I am using left click for selecting anything, I right click to deselect. If you hit right click, it will deselect. Now you can see there are three buttons. First one is vertex selection. It allows us to select the vertices. Second one is edge selection. It allows you to select the edges. And third one is face selection. It allows you to select the faces. And similarly, we have this grab button. If you hit G and you hit then Z, then you can move it in the Z direction. If you hit, if you select any face and hit grab, G for grab, then Y to move it in the Y direction. Now, if we want to extrude anything, we will be using an extrude tool here. For example, there is a extrude region button. It will allow you to extrude your object. So, but again, there is a shortcut for this. We will be using E button. If you hit E and move your mouse, it will allow you to extrude it along its primary axis. For example, this one, you can extrude this, you can extrude anything. So this is how we are going to add some geometry to our shape. And also we can extrude vertices also, but it is useless in this case. For example, we can extrude vertices. We can also extrude edges. For example, you want a plane something. And now let's move to the modeling part of it. And so what we will be doing now, we, we have this. Now there are four types of orthographic mode in Blender. So if you hit one on number pad, I mean the number pad on your right side. If you hit one, it is front orthography. You can see it here. If you hit three, it is right orthographic view. I mean right view. If you hit five, it will perspective. It will tweak between perspective view and orthographic view. You can do this from this button also. So if you hit 7, it is the top view of the object. So we will be using these buttons most of the time. And if you don't have a numpad, you can use tilde key. I mean this one. You can see it here. This on the right, top left. You can see this tilde key on the top left of your keyboard. So you can use that. You will be seeing this front, top, left, back, right, bottom, camera view. So you can use this also to it. And now, if you want to add any reference image, you can directly drag and drop from your file manager. This is easy. Now let's move to this button. This is called basically this is filter button. So if I do this is for selection, this is for view. This is for it should whether your object will appear in render view or not. So we don't need all of them. So if I disable this button, so I will not be able to select it. Okay? But if I enable it, I can select it easily. I can select it, move it. So this is what this button is. And this render button will not show you in the render anything. I mean this object will not be shown when you hit render. And now this I button you usually know. And now what these things the house is actually acting as a collection. So collection are basically groups or folders or frames that you have that you might be knowing from the tools like Figma and Adobe XD. So basically collection is a group of objects. So this is our reference image. Now so we will be saying next thing is so we will be now let's tackle this house. Next thing is this house. So so we will be now let's tackle this house. Next thing is this house. So so we will be now let's tackle this house. Next thing is this house. So so we will be now let's tackle this house. Next thing is this house. Now what we can do is we will be adding one cube. Now we have added one cube here. Now, now move to the front view of the cube. Now hit tab on your tab. If you hit tab, you will switch between edit mode and object mode. You don't have to look much about these options here. We will be using shortcuts for most of the time. Otherwise, you can use what you want. If you are comfortable with this, you can use this button to move, this button to scale, uh, rotate button to rotate, and extrude button. Lot of them. But most of the time we will be dealing with shortcuts because it will be much easier for us. So now let's scale this two times in the Z direction. So hit S on your keyboard. Now press Z button. Now on your number pad hit 2. So it will scale it to two times. Now go something happen. Hit A to select all of the cube. Now hit S. Now hit Z. Now hit 2. Grab If you hit G, then you can basically grab it and move it in whatever direction you want. Sorry for my bad English. Now there is one more thing that you can add some loops around objects. And to the shortcut to add the loops is Control R. And we also have the loop tool here, loop cut tool. So you can use this also. If you hit, it will do the same thing. But we will be using Control R, Control Z, Control R. Because if you are using shortcut, your workflow will be easier. So let's add a loop cut. Now what we want to tackle is how to create this door. So just tackle this door first, then we will move to the next thing. Don't worry about this weird shape. We will do everything. Now there is one way to insert faces. It is the shortcut is I. If you hit I, you can insert the faces according to you. And now if you hit S and X, you can scale it in the X direction. Now what I want from this is now where we are seeing so many buttons and everything. This is wireframe mode. So we will be using this mode to see through objects. Now what we want to do is if you toggle wireframe, just hit this button. Now we want to extrude it instead. So hit E and then move your mouse to the direction we want to extrude it. I want to extrude it this much. So, so now we have extruded it. Now hit I. Now hit I and now hit extrude. Once again extrude it to something like this. I don't worry about the reference images. We are not going to use that much. So this is the door we have. Now what we want to tackle is the upper door. So hit in the similar way. Hit I. Hit S. Then X. If you want to move into the view front, top, right, back, you can use this tilde key on your keyboard. I'm using that. So don't worry if you don't have an iPad. Now hit I. Sorry. First extrude it. Now how much we want to extrude it? We can take the help of this grid. So hit I. Extrude. Now hit I again. Now extrude it. Done. Now we want this weird shape. We will get this weird shape later on, but currently we don't need it. Currently we want this third story. We have this one completed. Now we want to if you hit shift and middle mouse, we can pan around the thing. Now we want to tackle this boundary here. So how we are going to do it is we can use the geometry already present here. So go to edge select mode, or you can do it one thing that is we can use a plane to create this thing, but I think using the existing geometry will be a much easier way to do this. So, so let's tackle the upper portion first. I mean this one, it looks weird and creepy. So let's tackle that one first. How we can do it is we can hit extrude, just hit grab and see, move it a little down. Now hit extrude. Now select this, go to the face select mode, and to select a complete loop, what we can do is we can hit Alt, holding the Alt and click on the face or the edge we want to select. Now this whole loop is selected, and now we want to extrude it along all sides. So there is one way that it is extrude, but what it does that it extrude along the particular axis, but we want it to extrude, I mean along the normal. So what we can do is we can press Alt E. Now we will get some options like extrude faces along normal, individual faces. If you hit individual faces, then it will extrude the faces individually. If you hit Alt E, if you don't want to make anymore, just hit ESC, escape on your keyboard. Alt extrude faces along normals. So we want this one. Alt E extrude faces along normals. You can scale it down a bit. Okay. Now we can move to the this section, this top section of this house. And what we can do is we can scale this place a bit. And now let's extrude it to this much. Okay. Now select this face. Now hit grab. Y, hit extrude Y to extrude it somewhat like this. Hit grab. Now there is one way to delete your vertices. De- Delete any of your vertices or edges. It is X. If you hit X, you will get dissolve vertices, dissolve edges. If you hit delete now, our geometry will get messed up. Just if you hit delete, then this will get deleted. But we don't want to delete, we want to dissolve it. So hit dissolve. So now we have a bigger block. Now hit this. Now hit Control R. If you hit Control R, you will get a loop cut here. So let's have a loop cut. But we don't want this loop cut. Now scale it in the X direction. This whole face. Don't worry about the weird shape. How we will be getting those weird shapes. We'll be using one lattice to get there. But for now, let's use this. Now we want to make this window here. So let's hit I. If we are not able to make an insert, then what we can do, we can use Shift D. What Shift D does it duplicates one geometry, one of the geometry that we have selected. Uh, hit P. What we will do it, it will separate the geometry from the original object. So hit selection. Now move to object mode, select this cube. And there is one more way of tackling this. Let me show you. Just turn it off. So we hit Shift D now. Hit Shift D. Now it is separated. Now scale it. You don't have to press P and then hit separate selection. You don't have to do it. Now what we can do, we can insert this triangle. Let's merge those vertices. Let's shift. If you want to select multiple things, then select by holding shift. If you hold shift, you can select everything. So now we have merged these vertices into one. Now hit I. If you hit I, you will get this. Hmm, I already told you how to select a loop. You can hold Alt. Now select and place your mouse pointer on the convection and we will get this selection. Now what we want to do is we want to extrude it. So just extrude it a bit. It will act as our window. Now move a little faster. What we can do is, and here we can see what we have. We have one inset here, so we will be making that too. And what we have is we have few more insets. So let's tackle this. Now hit Control R. Hit M. If we hit merge at center, it will move to the. It will merge all the points at the median line. The median means I mean where both of their origins meet. So this is how this works. For example, let me show you. For example, let's say add a plane. Now hit 7. Now move to the object mode. If I say that hit M and merge at center, it will merge at the center. So this is how it works. And we have done something wrong with it. We will have to go back to the. We are not able to insert it because of this. So just say sorry, not like this. Move to it, select this edge. And if you hit this, now this is called auto merge vertices. So if you hit grab, it merges the vertices automatically. Now hit I. Believe me, it will take a much longer time. And we can adjust it. Just go to the wireframe now. Go to the vertex selection. Hit grab, P, to adjust it, height, make it your own unique. You can make it your own centers. So hit height. Mm, mm, mm. Yeah. Now select this, hit extrude, extrude it. Now we have most of our basic shapes here. We want to tackle this back one. So let's do it. Hit control R. It doesn't matter everything. Select this and this. Hit subdivide. Now basically what we can do is we can separate these two objects. So hit shift D. It will get separated and hit subdivide to it. And move to 3. Yes, X, yes. Right. Move to the select mode, select alt tab, select research, 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 search 3. Remember you can use hold shift to select multiple things, just like you do in other tools like Figma and Adobe. Graph drive. Now you have a pretty solid geometry to work on. Let's move to face select, select these faces and hit Alt E to extrude, extrude data. Now you will see that some of the vertices are not properly aligned, but anyway it will work. You can tweak these vertices later on. You can hit, you can hit edge select mode, select these edges, select these edges, hit one, grab this, done. You can also scale it to make it look more weird. So our house is almost ready. We just need to tackle something. We need to tackle this window here, and we need to make this boundary here. So let's make it. Now how we are going to make the boundary. For that, what we can do is, and what auto smooth does, no, it automatically smooths your vertices. That is it does most of the time. If you are getting any weird shaping, for example, you hit steady smooth, and if you don't turn on auto smooth, you will get weird shading like this because of the normals get manipulated. So it is better to say auto smooth. It will automatically adjust the normals and every shading and lights, everything. Now move to the viewport. Now what we can do is we can scale this thing a bit. It is looking much more weird now. Now we are here to make it weird. So now let's do one thing. Let's make the boundary. We can dissolve these edges because we don't need it. We can dissolve this also. We don't need it. If it is not working for you, then we can hit Control Z always. Now what we want to do is we want to create this boundary. Now hit 3. Hit explode 5. Now hit Z. Or what we can do is let explode y, hit E, press to free space. So now hit, now click, now select this edge and Z direction. Now hit Control R, so it is not working. If you hit subdivide, you are getting some shapes here. Subdivide again subdivide. Now we have, but I don't want to work it like this. What we will do, we will extrude it and we will separate it. We will separate this in geometry. Select the separate selection. Let's call it boundary. We will join everything together. We will make this boundary. Now we made Control B. Control B is for beveling. Now let me show you what beveling is. Let's shift a cube. Let's select. Now go down to the tab. If you hit Control B, now it will help you to bevel the edges. And with the scroll wheel, we can adjust the resolution of this bevel to make it more circular or something like this. Okay, so this is called beveling. Now there is one more type of beveling, which is called vertex beveling. What we do in vertex beveling, we can select any vertex and hit Control Shift B on your keyboard. Now we can bevel the vertices. So this is how we are going to do it. You can select everything, then hit Control Shift B. You will get something weird or something cool. Or you can hit Control B to get something like this. You can shade it more. Now you want to delete it. I don't want to. I just wanted to explain you how things are going to work. So now similar thing is here also. You want to bevel it. So what we can do, we can select this edges. We can hit Control B as I told you. With mouse scroll, we can turn down the resolution to this much. We can hit X, delete. Now we have something like this. Now in the modifier section, we can add solidify modifier. So what solidified does, it adds thickness to the geometry. So we just add some thickness to it. This is how. Now you can make this one similar to this. Now we can make this boundary also. Explode Y. Make this boundary also. Explode Y. Then we have our boundary now. We can again do the same thing. If you want this thing, hit I, Control R, Control B, delete. Now we have this thing. Okay, now we have Control R. Control R is used to add lookouts in your thing, in your object. Control B is to debug, related. You don't have to remember any of the shortcuts. You will learn as you go. With practice, you will develop the muscle memory that you need for this. So now we have tackled this boundary here. Now what is left? We have left this thing, this boundary, and this truth. Now let's do it. How we are going to do this. Now just think about it. How we are going to make this boundary. Hit tab, select this edge, hit extrude. Let's say it is there. Now hit 3, grab. Now hit some lookouts here. Now we will be using something called proportional editing. Now if you hit this button, it is called proportional editing. What it does, it affects the vertices which are nearer to the effective area. So let me show you how to means. If you hit grab, you can see it is affecting the areas which are under its influence. Similarly, you can use scale also with this. You can use R also with this. So, but here we need the graph. So hit graph, move it there. If the results are not good, then you can also constrain this. Now we have a pretty much same thing here. Now we want to tackle this boundary. Let's tackle this boundary. Let's hit I, and hit shift D and grab X, sorry, turn off proportion. The shortcut for proportion editing is O. If you hit O on your keyboard, okay. Now subdivide it. So basically, it is all about how you explode bevel and other stuff to model your own shape. So let's move it somewhere here. We are going for something different. Let's separate the selection. Call it window 2. Let's select it. Hit Control 3. Or you can just right is that portion, left is this portion. Do it right. You will move the plate left, you will move the right. Now, what we can do is we can subdivide it. Sorry, don't subdivide it. Control R. It is much better option. Grab the If you have a numpad, you can use Control 3, otherwise you can use tilde key. Now we do not need this middle one, so dissolve it, sorry, dissolve the edges and I don't know what it is not working. So let's insert it, hit I on your keyboard. Now use Alt to select this loop, extrude it. This is our second window. Now what we can do is we can add some customization to it, some kind of movement to it because it is looking too simple. You want something cartoonish, so what we can do is we can select this face and move it inside, red, and we can select this faces, let grab, move it outside, just to add some cartoonish thing. Yeah, it is looking nice now. Something we have forgotten. Now we have tackled the house. Now we can make the basement for the house. So we can use shift A, plane. We can use plus shift K. If you hit control A, you will get that apply all the transform. It is always advised that you should do this. Otherwise you will mess up with your normals. Now let grab A, hit I. Now we basically want to make a pavement for this house. So it can be anything. You can use your imagination to do it. I'm using mine only. So let's hit explode Z, then insert, then I'm using explode again. And I want this pavement to be something weird. So let's make it weird. Now this house is almost complete. We need to fix something here. We need this roof. So let's make that roof. And how we are going to make this roof is so now let's move to the roof part of it, how we are going to create the roof and all. So we don't have to match this reference, this is only for reference. I have made it out of my imagination, or I might have looked some references, but currently we are not using our references for most of the time. So what we are going to do is let's tackle the roof. So how we are going to do it is a big question. Okay. Now I want to do one thing with the roof. I want this thing to be somewhat ahead, a little bit of this. I think it is more cartoonish. Even if it is done, doesn't matter. Hmm. Now hit A, shift A, use mesh. Now we will be making some roof to use something on the roof. We can use shader editor also to make some bumps on the roof, but let's stick to this method. So sorry guys if you are hearing noise in the background. So now what we can do is, so this is basically the origin of the object. Most of the time we want to have our origin of the geometry inside the geometry itself. So this is much better way to deal with it. Now let's move to this section. We can hit SF. Now hit extrude tool. Now what we can do is we can make some weird rooftop to apply on our roof. Now we can look for some references also. We call it khapada in Hindi. I don't know what it is called in English, but we call it khapada. Most probably. It is made up of clay or terracotta roofing. Most probably. Terracotta kind of roofing. So let's make that. And if your kapda or terracotta roofing is not looking good, we can always add some look cuts here. We can always add some look cuts here. Okay, I hope it makes sense. So now use this. What we are going to do, we are going to use proportional editing to move our roof in a fashioned way. So this is our terracotta roof. I think it looks like almost the same in the original version. If you are getting any problem with shading, use AutoSmart. You can also use double modifier to add some life to it. But it is not needed. Now we have our kapda. Now there is two ways to do it. One is place it by using snapping option. The second thing is we can use particles. Yeah, you can duplicate this and this. Shift T, call it hit P on your keyboard. Hit separate selection. Call it roofing. Okay, now now inside the roofing now subdivide this roof. Go to the particle section. Create new particle. Call call it emitter. That's it. Enter it. Hold down the Go to the render setting. Go to object. Select the object. We need something also. For example, we need something to scale. Render as object. We don't have any scale. And scale option is also there. You can hit R, F, Y. As you can see, this is how they are aligning onto the roof, and we can move it around from the scene. Now in the particle, now we hit those. We will be having some kind of thing here. Now, if we're getting this problem, no, what we can do is we can separate this also. This is different, and now this is different. I hope you get it, what I'm trying to say. Now we have a good routine somewhat. We can move it anywhere. Do similar things to this also. Shift D, hit P, shift D, skip, shift D, hit P also. Now move, go to the particle. Where is the routine? Define the particles. Now we have some routine here also. Similarly, we can copy this. But in this, one, we might miss some smaller. Now what we can do is we can add some bamboo stick here. As we see now it mesh, it cylinder. After adding cylinder, move it to. If we want to work on a particular object alone, then we can press this divide button on your keyboard. It will help you to isolate the object. So now isolated RX 90, scale it down, scale into Y axis. You'll make it look weird, believe me. So grab Y. In the reference photo, I have done this thing manually without using particle system. But here we wanted to be little quick, and also I wanted to let you know how particle systems work in Blender. So that is why I tried to do this. Now what we can do is we can scale it. Now we make it look more like a vintage house. As I told you, there is some shortcut called Control D to bevel it. If you hit Alt E, then scroll faces along the normal. You can do it. But we want to make it look uneven, so we will do that also. So this is the bamboo stick. It is more or less looking like a pipe. So let's make it a little weird in the sense. As per the thickness should be uneven. So bamboo doesn't have even thickness all over the place. So let's choose that only. Somewhere we have made this much, somewhere this much. Just weird. No need to be perfect. It auto smooth. It is looking much weird to me. Let's just scale that. Select this all. Scale it to this. Now save your file as, as just the final iteration of this thing. Now we want to, what we want is, now everything is clear. We want some supporting groups here. If we want that, we can. stored individual pages. You can also do something like this. We can use the lattice to manipulate our object and have more control about how weird they are going to look. Let me show you how. Select the object which was parent, this one. Add modifier called a lattice. We will have one lattice modifier. Use this lattice as modifier. Now go to edit mode. Select any of the lattice and you can modify everything. You can modify how weird they are going to look. See? Hit Control J for this. Now go to edit mode and manipulate this. To manipulate your object. You can also do this thing. You can dance. You can make it weird, as weird as you like. But everyone is there. I'm going to do this much only. And you can hide the 18 number setting. So this is how I approach stuff in Blender. Thank you for watching. See you again.